What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Keep It Central. This is episode number 5 of the podcast, man. We've done a lot of these lately. Today, I just brought back Nemo, our producer and my editor. Nemo, welcome on. How you doing, bro?
What's up, baby boy?
What's up, man? So I didn't really have a set plan for this week. I kind of just was like, I can't find anybody, and then because no one was like, I wasn't just able to find.
They were
anyone.
just busy.
Yeah. And so I was just like, Nemo, do you want to just go? And he's like, yeah. So now we're here, man. What's up?
I thought since you've been doing, first of all, congratulations on the amount of views.
Oh, thank you.
The amount of love you've been receiving. I mean, it's incredible. 1 month and you are flourishing. So congratulations on that. But today I said, hey, he only shared a 3-minute video about himself. Like,
yeah,
we
true.
need to
The-
know
the
more
video
about the
that
host, man.
Yeah, the video I thought was the cringiest. I was just like, oh my gosh. But it was my most viewed until all the
obviously now
three
you're
just
almost at
shot
1,000 per. Well, one has 1,000 and the other two are almost at
almost.
1,000.
Yours is at 800. Your first one is at like 850. The other one is at like 970.
That's great,
And
man.
then the one
That
with
is-
DJ Drew, which would be 2 weeks ago from now, or when this video goes live, 2 weeks. That one's at 1,000 and growing. So
Yeah.
that's a while.
So you've been doing what? This is your what? Episode 5, right? You
it's
just
episode
said.
5.
So I
This
said
is- this
episode
is-
5. Before we keep going, let's get to know the man, the Keep It Central. I guess CEO, right?
CEO
You know.
of Keep It
So
Central.
I
We need
have
to
a few
trademark that.
questions for you, man.
Okay.
I want people to get to know the Nick that I know, the Nick that maybe Drew knows, Alec, and also even Joey. Shout out
Yeah.
to Joey,
Shout out
Alec,
Joey.
and Drew, all you
Yes,
guys.
sir.
So I was like, you know what, man? They know him. Maybe people need to get to know you a little more. So
Got you.
my first question for you is, it's funny because
I know it's crazy because normally I'm the one that's doing all the questions, and now it's the script is being flipped on me.
But I do have a question. My first question is, what made you really want to do this podcast? 'Cause I think you shared briefly on your first video, but like maybe go in depth a little bit of like what got you to this place. Because man, like I said, you're doing phenomenal.
Yeah. So for a lot of my life, I didn't know exactly what to do, like in the terms of like what I want to do for the rest of my life. Obviously my parents, most parents are, go to college, you figure it out during
Yeah.
college, and then you
Yeah.
get a job for the rest of your life, retire, and live long, and then you're done, and then you die, and that's it. But I know that's sorry, that came across really bad. Now that I'm thinking about it, can we just edit that out? Future Nemo, just edit
No,
that
we're gonna keep that.
Oh,
no,
man,
I'm just
that
kidding.
was so bad.
That was good.
Anyways,
but you're right.
But yeah,
You're totally right.
Yeah. So, and for the longest time, I never really had the drive to do anything. It got to the point to where I even dropped out of college. I was just at the point where I'm like, there's no time. I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time doing these classes that aren't going to help me. I've already taken these classes in high school. There's just no use to retaking them and wasting more time. And so I finally was just like, you know what, maybe school isn't for me, and I dropped out. And so from then on, I just started working places. I mean, I've worked everywhere. I feel like I've worked everywhere. My first job was a lifeguard, which was crazy.
You look like a lifeguard a little bit.
Why?
Like, I don't know. It's because you're tall, skinny.
Oh, thanks.
And
I'm
like
not that
honestly
skinny.
speaking, most lifeguards are white. Like I'm not trying to like
Yeah, you're not wrong.
pull the racial card out,
No,
but like
no, you're
every
not-
pool I've ever been
you're-
to, I've never seen a Hispanic or a black person.
You're not
know?
wrong. You're definitely not
Yeah,
wrong.
so
But yeah, so I was a lifeguard for a summer. Didn't really like it that much. The only reason why I did is because I swam in college. I did water polo. I did aquatics in high school, and so I'm like,
Boy.
okay, this would be a job that I would be.
boy
you know,
got a
pretty
strong core. Huh?
good. Yeah, and not anymore, but
Obviously,
back in the day, yeah.
My core is look like a 40 ounce.
pack of jelly donuts. You know what I mean?
Facts.
No. So then after that, I worked at Clovis Unified as a lifeguard again, as a lifeguard and a coach for
Oh, that's
aquatics
cool.
for,
I
over
like
the
that.
summer.
That's sick.
And so I lifeguarded swim meets and stuff, which is it's almost like lifeguarding at the Olympics. It's pretty useless, you know. Like you would think, like why do that? But you know, it happens, and accidents do happen. But so yeah, I lifeguarded there for I think over the summer. Then I stopped, and then I got a job. That winter, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. I got hired there. Worked in the shoe department. Come on out, check them out, baby.
The best department in the
yeah.
the whole
So
section.
I worked there over the winter, over the holidays, just for like a seasonal shift, and then I got hired on at Lazy Dog, which is in River Park. Great restaurant.
They have a really good chicken parmesan.
It's a lot of the food there is actually really good. So I ended up working there as a host, and then I worked both jobs during Christmas time. As soon as Christmas ended, obviously, I got like cut from the Dick's Sporting Goods, which is actually funny because like 2 months after that, I had a voicemail on my phone and I didn't see it, and it was from them. They were like, "Hey, we want to contact you again in regarding hiring you on permanently."
Oh, wow.
And I missed out on it, but it was already 2 months later, man.
Dang.
And it stunk. I was like, man, but hey, you know, it happened.
It is what it is.
So I ended up staying with Lazy Dog. I ended up being a busser there, and I stayed with them for about 2 years.
Wow.
Then obviously COVID hit, and then we had to shut down the restaurant, quarantine time. And during that time, Save Mart was open. So I got hired on a Save Mart, for just till.
Man, dude, you got hired a lot. Now that I think about it, your age, bro, didn't get hired nearly a quarter of what you got.
Yeah, but so I got hired at Save Mart, and then obviously quarantine ended. I went back to the restaurant, and then I started working there, and then I recently, I think about a couple months back, I ended up putting in my 2 weeks, and I now work at Clovis Stone. Shout out Clovis Stone Landscaping and Masonry. If you guys need any work done stone wise or any landscaping products, that's the place to go see. I work there now, and so I've worked there since the beginning of this year, end of last year. So I've almost been there almost a year now.
Wow.
And yeah, so then I'm here now. So during that time, I really wasn't just trying to do anything. I was just more doing what I'm told to do, as like from my parents saying like, you need to go to school, you need to get a job and just do that until you find something to do. But during that time, I never did. And I'm like, man, this is a waste of time, blah, 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 blah. And then the opportunity arose, obviously with you and Grace Studios. And I remember you coming into church and you had the camera in your hand, and you were like, "Yo,
the camera that we're recording with right now."
Yeah, and you had it, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm recording." I'm like, "What are you recording for?" He's like, "I do YouTube." I'm like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, I have a YouTube channel." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Didn't think nothing of it, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, "Man, this could be like pretty cool. Like this would be lit." And then during the times that I work 8 to 10 hour days, 4 days a week, and then 6-hour shifts on Saturday. So I just pop in an earbud. I usually listen to podcasts, Joe Rogan, you know, whatever.
The GOAT.
Yeah. And so during that time, I was like, man, I think I can do this. And then obviously Grace Studios, you guys put out a video saying, hey, we're making this thing and we're making the studio and we need people to be part of it. And I think I was like the first one to hit you up about it.
Yeah. You were actually the first person. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now I found what I want to do, because now I love doing this. I've done this for like a month, man, and I love it. And literally every single day, I check my phone to see how my videos are doing. I look up.
Sorry, my wife is right there. So
oh, is she taking pictures?
That's why y'all saw my tongue stick out.
Yeah. Anyways, please tell me you got a good picture of that. Did you? Nah. But yeah. So now I just haven't been. I now am more motivated than ever, because I believe that this will work. And I believe that this is something I want to do.
I mean, it is, man. Like I said, man, you're growing, in a massive way. Just 1 month, and you're already surpassing numbers that I know people. I've been doing it for. Ashley told me I think like 7 months, and I don't have the numbers you have. And I'm not envious of it. I'm not angry about it.
You're happy about it.
If anything, it makes me happy because it shows like, man, you know, when you're purpose for it, like you're purpose for it. I believe I'm purpose for it too, but you stepped out in a whole crazy faith way, They're just like, well, if Nemo's doing it, why not I try it?
Yeah.
And dude, it's great because it's working,
Yeah.
and it's working really well. So to get a little more to know about you, obviously you talked about your work history. So you did say that you were in water polo
Yeah.
in high school.
Yes.
We also know that you have two younger siblings, and
Jake and Chris.
yeah,
Shout out them.
Chris is also in water polo.
Yes, he is.
Would you say that he followed your footsteps in that?
Yes.
Or
Well, ever since I started playing, oh my gosh, I believe it's my sophomore year, junior year. But I started swimming my freshman year.
oh wow,
So I never swam in middle school. For my freshman year, my mom was like, "Yo, you need to try swimming," and obviously I was against it because I'm like, I don't want to wear no speedo, you know what I mean? Like, but after a while, you realize like, yo, everybody's wearing it, like, you know, and so it's whatever.
I used to
like,
wear them, dude.
No way, are you
So
serious?
I was all right.
Please don't tell me you used to wear them
No,
at
no,
beaches.
no,
and
no.
stuff.
Confession. I did swimming. So I didn't learn how to swim until freshman year.
Really?
I'm dead serious. I was always afraid of the water. I don't know, man. Like, it's just my brother Lewis's fault that I never did. I stared at the camera because I'm gonna
Wow.
make sure he watches this
Yeah.
part, especially. But it was his fault that I never got into swimming, and then, or into the water to swim. And then I learned freshman year, and I was part of the swimming. I was part of swimming
Good.
for like a year and a half.
And then you're just like,
And then
"Ah,
I was
okay."
like, I'm a little better at baseball. I'm too
Yeah.
fat to be swimming. Like, I want to see
But
my
no, let
gut
me tell
flopping
you, it does
everywhere.
get you in shape though.
It got my arms really prepared for baseball. Like, honestly speaking, I believe that if I didn't do the swimming aspect, like if I didn't do the swimming, tell you, I had a pretty good arm in baseball. Now it sucks. Maybe I should get back into swimming.
Maybe.
So
Yeah. So I started swimming my freshman year, and then obviously I grew in swimming. I got faster. I got bigger, got faster, got stronger. To the point to where I started. I was their long distance guy. One of the main ones.
wow.
There's three of us. Shout out Samuel Otta and Ethan Cole, but it was just us three, and it got to the point where it was like, okay, like we can make a run. We went to a couple out of town meets down in like I don't know, what is it? It's not like Irvine area, but it's somewhere down south.
Somewhere down there.
Yeah, somewhere down there. And we ended up winning it because
Wow.
this meet that was from, and it was an out of town meet, so obviously you got people from all over, you know, California coming to this meet, and we were one of the teams, and we ended up winning the whole thing. At least on the guys side, we got first out of like 20 something teams. Like, it was a lot. And it was funny because me and my friends Ethan and Sam, who were also the distance guys, we were all in different heats for finals. So I was in the third
Wow.
heat. I think Ethan was in the second and Sam was in the first, right?
That's awesome.
We all scored first in each heat. So we ended up getting more points to shoot us in the lead. And coach was like, this was big because now we actually have a shot of winning this. And we were like, really? And so from then on, I mean, the whole team, the whole guys team, got together. We were like, well, we're going to win this thing. And we went off, man. And we ended up winning the whole thing. Girls ended
Wow.
up getting third. And then our team as a whole, I believe, got first.
That's awesome though, because that drove you to it gave you kind of like almost. I always say that sometimes sports in high school really prepares people for the real world when it comes to, you kind of almost have to compete to keep your job.
Yeah.
And a lot of these places you have to compete. They give you a sales goal, right?
Yeah.
Like in sales, like when I worked in Finish Line, they gave me a sneaker sales goal, and if I didn't meet that goal, then I realized that some of my hours were cut.
Yeah, you're on the chopping block.
So then when I started making my goal and and surpass my goal, say if it was 2,000 a day, I was starting to make 3,000-4,000 a day. So now I'm working just as much as the manager.
Yeah.
And next you know I got an assistant manager position. So I think sometimes sports, like you working like you did, it prepared you to that. And it almost prepared you even to now where you're doing this podcasting where it do you feel like that this podcast is giving you almost like that feeling when you were swimming? Almost like that urge to want to go and be the best, go and do your best.
Yeah, I always Scotty made a good point when I had him on. He said if you don't have the mindset and you put yourself in competition with other people, you're automatically going to be second.
Yes.
If you have the mindset of I'm going to be first, you're most likely going to be first. And I said in it, if you think yourself as second fiddle, you're always gonna be second fiddle.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's not. I don't see myself because you know how many podcasts people are doing nowadays. I mean, that's like the only thing people are doing. I mean, that's just
Because
the
it's
new
such a
wave of-
massive wave
yeah.
that I believe if you get in it now, you have the ability to, like, there's no words
Yeah.
really to. I mean, Joe Rogan signed a 10-year deal with Spotify for $100 million. Like,
Yeah.
there is a floodgate
And he doesn't
for
even need money.
podcasts.
Like,
No, he
come
don't
on.
need nothing.
He doesn't need anything. Bro.
His voice makes his money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you're
Just
in the
talking.
UFC, bro. But
yeah.
but I believe that, yeah, that podcasting right now is where it's at.
But I mean, it's like there's just so many people doing it. It's like if I automatically put myself in competition, I ain't gonna be second. I'm gonna be like last because you know obviously we're not like super big, but
Yeah.
there's just so many people.
Yeah.
Yet we're still growing at a great rate. So in my mind, I know what I'm capable of, and I know what this podcast is capable of. So I'm automatically putting myself up there with the best.
So you can say then that urge of kind of competitive within yourself, because I don't believe you compete with others, you compete with yourself.
Yeah.
It's a daily battle with your mind every single day to know, am I going to be able to beat myself today so I can conquer the things that I need to conquer today, or am I going to let myself defeat myself to the point where I can't reach to the next location that I need to reach? So that's great, man. I love the drive that you have right now. Let me so being the big brother, right? Because we just talked about we kind of skimmed past you being obviously two younger brothers. Yeah. How is it being a big brother to two younger siblings? I don't know what that feels like. Yeah. I'm the youngest sibling out of all of literally I'm the youngest out of all of them. But like, how does it feel being, do you feel like you have more responsibility? Do you feel like the eyes are on you more because you're already older than them? You're already, you're out of school. Like, you know, how do you feel?
The responsibility there is 100% yes. I have definitely more of a responsibility to not, I would say, lead my brothers in the right direction and not make like foolish kind of decisions. Yes. Because obviously I've been through high school. They're just now. Jake's gonna graduate this year, so shout out to Jake, my boy. Graduating. And Chris just started. So he's only been through like
he's your height, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
gonna be taller than you then, huh?
Yeah, I think he could be. Yeah, I think Jake could even be taller than me. I'm just done growing, unless for some reason God just gives me.
Well, they say men stop growing at 25, so you still have hope. I'm done. I'm 26. Yeah. I'm done. I'm flatlined. Okay. The only thing I can grow is grow out, and I'm trying to suck it in. You know?
But I definitely feel the responsibility of trying to lead them on a better path. Yeah. Obviously, with my parents, things are looked more upon me more, just because, like, if you say to your parents, "Hey, I'm gonna go to like a party, or I'm going over to a friend's house," they want to know where you're going, give me the address, what time are you done, what are you doing, who's going, like everything like that
all the time.
Yeah, so like all that, right?
And I was the youngest, and I still have to do that.
Yeah, and I still but I feel like over time, once I get done, Chris is gonna ask the same thing. My parents are gonna be like, "Okay, have fun." I just feel like everything is gonna have to come to me first and like hit me the hardest, and then it's gonna be better off for them.
Which is fine.
But yeah, it's totally okay. It's just, sometimes it's just like,
shut up, mom, dad, get out of my. I know. I'm just in your mind. You say every child says to their parents, "You're freaking annoying right now," but they don't say it to them. I tell my mom I'm annoying, and I might get slapped with a pan or something.
The chancla.
No chancla, bro. She's a pan because she's. I'm gonna make sure it hurts you.
No, my parents had a wooden spoon.
Ooh, and with your name on it.
No, it just had it's just a wooden cooking spoon, and then I remember, I don't know who it was, but my mom ended up breaking it on one of us on our butts, and it split. Then she decided to wrap that sucker in tinfoil to make it even worse. So yeah, that was bad.
That's not abuse, people.
No, it's not abuse.
It's correction.
It's loving your kids.
It's a correction that I believe, as me being a father now, I have to correct my daughter because she's challenging me. She's only 3 years old. I don't hit her, but I talk to her very very like
Sternly.
yes, like my voice gets a little raised. I get a little more bass in my voice, and she's like, "Okay, daddy's not playing."
Yeah.
I hate hitting my daughter. I hate spanking her. It just makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Like trust me, every parent feels bad that they have to hit their child. when they have to.
Some parents don't.
No, some
but-
I know some parents probably not, but 90% of the parents
Yeah.
feel bad. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That I mean, you're their example, man. You're their example,
Yeah.
and you doing this is also showing them there's another way than just the normalcy,
Yeah.
the normal way of going to college and getting a job. Why am I gonna go to college? This is just my opinion. Y'all can at me all you want. I don't
At 'em.
really necessarily
Do it.
care. But my opinion is, why do I have to go to school, spend all this money? I gotta go to school so I can pay the bill for going to school.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Doesn't add
So
up.
so basically, I'm working backwards when I can go and maybe be a content creator and set my family up for success for the rest of their lives.
I mean, I can tell you this: Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, no college degrees. Steve Jobs, no college degree.
Who's the one that dropped out of high school? I don't remember. I know one of them did.
I think it was Jobs.
I don't know. Whoever.
Maybe.
Let
I don't
us know in the
but-
comments below, please.
Yeah, but to me, I've always told my parents this. It's like I feel like as much as my parents tell me, "Oh, the degree is what's getting people jobs." In my mind, it shouldn't be that way. I don't think a piece of paper should represent your work ethic.
It doesn't though, man.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's why I'm saying. That's why over time I just kept working at jobs because I feel like the experience doing different things would end up leading me somewhere and having a better work ethic. Because I don't believe your name with a piece of paper with your name on it with a fancy school name doesn't make you better than anyone else out here. Now it does, because obviously maybe you've learned classes and it shows signs that shows you that you're good at it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't. Like, I mean, there's one story that I saw on my phone, and it was this guy telling about a kid who was failing classes in high school, wasn't good, just not good, failing classes bad. He promised his mother that he would take the SAT score. So he took his SAT. SATs are rated 1,600 is the highest you can get. And so he started filling them out, blah, 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 blah. He ended up getting a 1440 on that test, right? And his mom's like, how is that possible? He's like, I don't know. Like, I was just trying to, honestly, he's like, I was just trying to fail this exam because I didn't really want to take it. And then he's like, I don't know. So he goes and he actually starts applying it because now he knows, he's like, oh, maybe I am smart. So he starts going to class. He starts doing stuff. He starts studying, whatever, gets a job, graduates, goes to college, graduates, gets a good degree, goes out, get a job, right? I don't know how many years later, 10 years later, he got a letter in the mail from whoever the school that he was 1 out of 10 students that SAT score was wrong. That SAT score he got was 640.
Not 14.
Not 1440.
Wow.
So he bombed that SAT. But the principle of the story is that I don't let classes define me.
My intelligence.
Because you just had it. You just need to do something. You need to go out and strive for it, because now look what you've done. And here it is. It was false. You bombed that test, but you thinking like, oh, maybe I am smart. Look where it got you.
It drove him to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't know if that makes sense.
That's
but
incredible. No. I'm pretty sure they understood that. That's incredible. I believe applying that every single day of your life. Not being determined by what someone else says, but being determined what you say.
Yeah.
And what God says to you. I believe it's your mental at the end of the day. So that's incredible. So backtrack. We talked about your job.
Yes.
We talked about being
Jobs.
being a
With an S at the
swimmer.
end.
Jobs.
Swimmer,
Sorry.
swimmer,
We talked about
big
being
brother.
a swimmer, a big brother. Now
Nuts.
let's get into what do you do? Well, I know what you do, but they might not know. But what do you do besides obviously now podcasting?
Like, what is a day off?
What's
if I'm
something that
not-
you love to do? Something that you've picked up maybe in the last few years that you're like, this is just something that I find, I guess, peace, or I just love doing. It's fun.
Yeah.
Something that besides the podcast,
Yeah.
we know that this is
Um,
number one for you.
I play the bass at our church. That's one thing. I don't play it a whole lot. I do play it though. I got started years back when I was in high school. Our youth never had a bass player, and so I was just like kind of like, hey, I'll step in, teach me how to
I'll
do
do
it
it.
so I can do it for you guys, right? And so I shout out Pastor Jonathan for teaching me how to play bass, and so I ended up learning to play bass just for a little bit, and then I never got really too technical with it, like doing licks and doing crazy stuff and slaps and all that. I just didn't really.
I heard slapping is probably one of the hardest.
Yeah,
I think
I still
I
have.
think it is,
No, I
babe.
haven't
It's the
really
hardest
known.
thing, huh? For you, like to learn how to slap.
Yeah,
on the bass.
it's
Yeah.
not.
My
it's
wife
not
was like
easy.
this.
But yeah, but no. So and then I ended up taking lessons from my uncle. He is huge into music, piano, drums, guitar.
What's your uncle's name?
Charles.
Man,
Charles.
he sounds very familiar. And he had a music store, right?
Yeah,
Which you were
he
talking
had a
about.
music store. He worked under a music store. His family was all musicians. I believe his brother is like part of a chordsman, so like they actually do like harmonies and stuff. I'll have to talk to my grandma. You can ask her about that. But
So is your dad then a musician too or no?
my dad, no, no.
Oh, so it skipped him.
No.
Oh, is it
this
your dad or
this is my
mom's side?
This is my mom's
So
side.
is your mom a musician?
No.
She don't. I'm about to say she don't look
No.
like.
So
she looks
she-
like
she-
the manager of
she-
a musician group or something.
I believe she learned to play piano when she was younger. I don't think she knows how to play now, but I think she did do piano. My grandma knows how to play piano.
No way.
And that's from my grandma's side. This is not
Okay.
Harold's side, but it's my grandma's
Alright.
side, and so yeah, that's
So
definitely
grandpops
music.
don't do nothing.
Yeah.
He's just
Pops don't do
hugging
nothing.
Harold.
Yes, sir.
hugging, smiling one. Yeah,
Yeah. So I play bass. I like listening to music. I like country music, depending on what mood I'm
Who's
in. Rap, hip-hop.
who's your favorite country artist?
Either
Ooh,
Luke,
let's get into this.
Luke Combs
Ooh,
or
boy.
Gosh, I've been listening to a lot of Luke Bryan just because I went to their concert, and after that day, I just couldn't stop listening to like all his
Look at
songs
him.
because how good they were. But Luke Combs definitely one of them.
He's probably he's my number
Morgan
two.
Wallen. Morgan Wallen is another
Okay.
good one. Yeah, it just for me it just depends on what type of mood I'm in. Usually I have my country playlist, so I just
So
play
country, you like Luke Combs and Luke Bryan, and what was the other one?
Morgan Wallen.
See me, it's the Rascal Flats.
Oh, Rascal Flatts I listen to, of course. Yeah.
Um,
Love is a highway.
oh, boy, we gotta mute that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
one of
copy-
his best songs.
Sorry, copyright. Sorry, what's that? What's
No,
that?
you're good. You're good.
Don't demonetize this YouTube. I'm sorry.
They might laugh at
Apologize.
you. No, I'm just kidding. Mine's just Rascal Flats, Luke Combs, and I like Keith Urban,
Keith Urban. That's a
and
good one.
I love Blake Shelton.
Blake
That's my
Shelton's a
boy.
good one.
I don't know why his voice is just amazing.
Yeah.
So,
There's some
okay.
good ones, yeah.
Let's get into music then. So country, you said
Yeah.
that. Who's your favorite hip hop artist? Give me four.
Oh,
Give me four.
gosh, man.
Give me four.
But see, now I can't. Like rap? Or are you
Like
talking
rap,
about
rap hip hop. No, rap hip hop. Like rapping.
I like
Rap
Bruno,
slash
I like
hip-hop.
Bruno Mars.
Well, he's R&B.
Okay.
kinda.
okay,
He's
then
pop.
never mind. Okay, he's
He's
pop.
pop.
Okay, so scratch that.
So
no,
rap.
nothing
Let's
like
just
that.
say rap then.
Ah, man. I gotta be careful with my words here. But man,
Mine's just crazy. I can say mine.
I
if you
like
want me
I
to.
like Andy Mineo.
Okay.
Just for a Christian rapper. I like him. Eminem, huge Eminem fan.
Okay.
Just he's the best. Come on now. He's number one. Like out of
Okay.
everyone, he's number one for sure. Go 50 Cent.
You went from white chocolate to dark chocolate immediately, quickly.
Yeah, Eminem 50. Lil Wayne. Oh no, Drake. Sorry.
Okay, So
what am I
those
talking
those
about?
four.
But no, okay. If we're talking about Christian hip hop, obviously Lecrae, Andy Mineo, those boys are up there. If we're talking about like hip hop,
No, in general.
I'm
Because
talking-
I would
my-
put them.
my-
I would put them
I
in
got
that too.
my 5 list. I got my
Alright,
list
what's your
already.
5?
Eminem's number 1, Drake's number 2. I put Wayne number 3. I would put 50 Cent number 4. Then I'll probably take. Man, there's some. Dang, man. I'm trying to be respectful because there's a lot of goats out there, in their own right. I feel like. I'd probably say Jay Z. Why not? You know.
All right, that's a good list.
Why? You don't like
It's a
it?
good list. No, out of all the people you said, I think Jay-Z's probably the only one on my list.
You don't have Eminem, Wayne,
No,
Drake. No.
I think
Drake's been in the game for 15 years and he certified himself as a GOAT.
He's top 10. I don't think he's top 5 in my
Whoa.
opinion.
Well, I mean, obviously,
no, this is
the
just
eras are
my
different.
no. Forget the eras. Me personally, my number one is gonna be Big Pun. I just love the Big Pun, man. His
E40?
music is crazy. For one of the first Puerto Ricans to really put like hip hop on his back when it came to like English rap.
Yeah.
I love the Big Pun. Secondly, my second is Jay-Z. I love Hove. I think Jay-Z is just an innovative man.
Yeah.
And my third one is J. Cole.
J. Cole.
I
Oh, man,
love
I
J.
didn't
Cole.
know.
So that's 3. He's my number 3
I
slot.
could put an M right on your head.
Yeah,
Luigi,
he's
brother now.
No, he's
Oh,
something
so
else.
good,
He's
man.
something else. After him, I'm gonna put Busta Rhymes. That's my number 4. Y'all don't understand. Busta Rhymes has been rapping since the 90s, and
Busta Rhymes.
he's still crazy dope. No one can rap I don't think no one can rap as fast and clear like he does, and use the words that he uses. That dude uses a word that's 15 letters long and makes it sound like it's 1 letter long. Like it's just ridiculous. He's
I'll have to disagree with you on that.
Nah,
Based on how fast Eminem's the king.
Eminem's fast, but Busta Rhymes. Remember, Busta Rhymes was before Eminem. So.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
And then my 5th one.
Big, Pac.
Biggie and Pac don't ever, to me, they don't deserve to be in the top 5.
Why?
I think they're the best. Like they're above the number ones. Like
Oh,
they don't
okay,
even-
okay.
I won't
okay,
even.
Okay, okay.
I couldn't even put them
They're
in the
just
list.
legendary.
Yeah, I couldn't put them
They're
in the
the
list.
champs.
I just couldn't put them
Okay.
in the list. My number
Kendrick?
5, right? I guess for my number 5 right now, because I just love listening. Like I've loved listening to his music since he came out.
Snoop.
It's probably gonna be Meek Mills, but people are not gonna agree with that. But I would probably, if it wasn't him, man,
Snoop.
it would not. It would have to be. It would have to be probably Eminem's. The type of music he just wrote. His stories were just.
Yeah.
That boy really, and I love the fact that he
Sam.
can use his emotions in his voice.
Yeah.
Like he can go from being crying to like being sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and start
So-
yelling.
so,
Crazy. So
yeah,
I got my favorite Eminem verse. His last album put out a song with Juice World. And man, how's it go? It's like
I like the one when he dissed Nick Cannon. It was kind of funny.
Some adversaries I carry the big guns, some others get the kill shot, and then some I barely nicked them.
Yeah, like he's
Oh man, just the way he comes
his
up
last
with
album
these-
was
yeah,
oh,
I loved it.
very underrated in my opinion.
And he's pushing 50. Like he's almost 50 years old, and this guy is still out rapping guys in his 20s, man.
Well, because nowadays everything is mumbling. I
yeah.
don't understand it.
Hey, big up.
Yeah, it just don't make sense.
Yeah.
But right now, my favorite rapper at the moment that I listen to on a daily basis is gonna be J. Cole and Andy Mineo.
Yeah.
Andy Mineo is just
Another level.
he's the best on Reach Records, and I think Lecrae's second. Like Andy Mineo,
I'll put them both.
I think
it's a tie.
Andy Mineo's lyrics just like he's just on another level, bro. Like Neverland 2. Oh
Neverland
my
2
God,
was
this
great,
guy
yeah.
is just
Coming in hot.
just the fact that he just talks what he talks about, and he's really honest about
He's
his
open
faith and
about
his
it.
struggles with faith. It's just really amazing, man. So he's just
I don't know.
he's wow.
Yeah. So I think I do like for music. I do love my music. I do love my Star Wars, man. When I talk about Star Wars, I become a nerd and a geek.
You need to get someone on here that's just as much
No, I do.
of a Star Wars fan.
My
and
friend
then
Sam,
just,
shout out Samuel Critchfield. He's in Missouri right now. He should be coming back soon. But when that happens, I want him to come back in May 4th, so he can be on it and we can celebrate
wow.
May the 4th.
Sam is the old drummer for the church,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's real cool.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So me and him talk Star Wars all the time. We watched all the Mandalorian Disney Plus series together.
Still
at his
haven't
house.
watched it.
So good. But if you're a big Star Wars fan, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like I can go and I could talk for hours on Star Wars. I can just rattle
Maybe you'll
off.
have to school me because I've never really been into. I don't know why. I just never got into
Like
to Star Wars.
I was at yesterday, I believe, or Sunday. My mom was watching which one was it? Revenge of the Sith, the third one, on the TV, and I pointed something out. I mean, guys, if you guys haven't seen it, guys, watch it. Like, anyways, if you haven't seen it, just skip ahead. Anyways, but there's a part in there where Order 66 happens. The clones turn on the Jedi, whatever, and there's a part in there where Senator Organa comes back, and the clones are like, "You need to leave." Like, there's been a rebellion. Like, the Jedi are like traitors to the Republic, whatnot. And so he's going. He's like, "Okay, I'm leaving." So one of the younglings in it, that was fighting in front of the senator, kind of just trying like, "Let's get out of here. I'll save your life," type thing. And he was killing the clones and stuff. That was George Lucas's son. My mom was like, "How do you know that?" And I'm like, "Because I've watched documentaries, I've seen stuff, and I've like pointed it out. I was like, yeah, that kid, that's George Lucas's son right there." And I was like, "Oh yeah, and you know the girl that was standing behind Anakin in the first film at the very end of the movie where the guy's holding up the ball and there's Anakin and then there's like people behind him and when he's a Padawan? Oh yeah, that's George Lucas's daughter right there." "Oh, have you seen the Attack of the Clones?" "Oh yeah, in the bar scene when Anakin and Obi-Wan are trying to find the bounty hunter that tried to assassinate Padme on Coruscant. Oh yeah, in that bar scene, that's George Lucas's older daughter right there, and that's the actor. This guy right here is the actor that plays Jar Jar Binks. Does a motion capture for him." She was like, "How do you know this?" I'm like, "I just watched. I love it, man. I'm dedicated to it. I can talk for hours and hours and hours on just Star Wars."
Wow, that's
Sorry about that, guys.
it's like me when it comes to
nothing. I don't know.
It's like me when it comes to Fast and the Furious, I guess.
I like Fast and Furious
because that's my. My wife is shaking her head because I watch it all. Anytime it's on TV, anytime I'm bored and I want to watch a movie, that's what I watch. So, but to just kind of bring things to an end here, because we got to make a part 2 about this anyway, so they can just learn even more.
I definitely want to do more of these because this is a nice little change of pace.
Yeah,
and I feel like you can learn a lot more about me, obviously, because I don't feel like everyone has the full 360 view that is me. So
every single day you become a new person. You're discovering something new about yourself. So as long as you're alive, you're breathing, and you are striving for something or you're trying to accomplish something, you're always discovering new ways about you. Yeah. You will never stop discovering new things about yourself. The moment you stop is the moment your growth will never continue.
Yeah.
Because you, according to yourself, you arrived.
Yeah.
You know, so, but to end things, I love how you always tell someone to give something, I guess, encouraging or to leave them with a word. So they're used to hearing everyone else give them a word.
I know.
So man. I'm going to shut up and I will let you give your final word to someone that's listening, maybe wants to do what you're doing or whatever it is. Give them something that they can, I guess, glean onto.
Dang, after so many times of asking people that question, you would think that question would never come back to you. And now I'm trying to think now. There's a lot of things I can go into because there's so many things that can apply. I mean, you know, you got to have a good work ethic, got to have hard work, have a good mindset, be number one in your mind, let no one else tell you what you can and can't do. I believe that if you remove can't from your vocabulary, life is going to be a whole lot easier for you. Because if you tell yourself you can't do something, you're most likely not going to be able to do it. But if you say
that's not the truth, right?
Yeah. There. So I feel like removing can't from your vocabulary is just will better yourself 100%. I would say for those of you that think if you're in a struggling time or you're in a hard time, there's a quote, I can't remember how it goes. It's hard times don't last, hard people do, or something like that. Or like strong people do. So meaning like no matter how bad you think you have it, someone has it worse out there in the world. So I'm
If
just
that's
some
not the
encouragement,
truth.
some encouragement, man. You know, like if it's as bad as you think you may have it, someone out there has it worse. Like, oh, I don't want to eat this dinner for night. I've done that a couple times. Like, man, I don't want to eat spaghetti for dinner tonight. My mom would always tell me, really, because there's kids in Africa that be lining up here, ready to eat.
Not
and
even
eat
Africa.
and
There's
eat.
people down the street.
Streets, yeah, like in on the street. I mean, Fresno, obviously, are homeless.
Very unfortunate.
It's crazy here, which hopefully one day we can make a change to that.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think removing can't from your vocabulary, realizing that if you're going through a tough time, you can get through it, because obviously people have it worse and people are still surviving every day. Even in that rough time, in that rough spot. Last but not least, just trust God, man. I mean, that's just the most thing you can probably do. Just trust God that He will deliver, He'll show His blessing upon you. Obviously I've trusted, like I prayed out, like, yo, if this is not what you want me to do, to destroy it all. Like seriously, like destroy it, because I don't want to be wasting my time again doing something that doesn't line up with you. But however, if this does line up with you and what you want me to do for the rest of my life, like make it flourish, make it grow,
Yes.
bless it. And that's all it's been doing. So I have no doubt that this is what it is. And obviously for the studio, what you told me about you and Ashley and you guys talking, and the visions and stuff that God has put over this place, I would be a fool not to want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, it would be silly of me. Like, why would I not want to be part of it in the vision that's going to come very soon? So yeah. That's what I
That's
would.
good
I
right
would
there.
say right there, man.
I'm gonna just say, you said I can't. No, get I can't out of your vocabulary.
Get
right?
the word can't. Out
Get
of
that word can't, right?
out of vocabulary when
My
you're
brother,
doing something.
my
Yeah.
brother said this to me a few days ago. He said, remove I know out of your vocabulary. He said, because the moment that you say you know, it's the moment you stop learning. He's like, you're always going to be a student.
That's a good one,
And
man.
brother, exactly what he said to me. He said, you're always going to be a student. Even when you're teaching, you're still getting taught by someone else.
Yeah.
So he said, remain in the I don't know. Because if you do know, then you're stopping yourself from growth.
Yeah.
And
That's
I was
good.
just like, well, dang, okay.
Yeah. And I
You
feel
know?
like a lot of people that say, oh, I know. And then when they're like, okay, do it. And then they're just like,
Or they
Yeah.
do it and then it's like, oh, I just realized I don't know.
yeah.
So
Don't be Mr. Know-it-all is what my parents always told me, or my grandparents.
Exactly.
They always say, don't be a Mr. Know-it-all. Just take it and let us show you. And that's all that's been happening here, man. I've had to learn a bunch of stuff. And every time I rewatch the videos, obviously before they go out, I realize there's stuff that I can improve on just based off of man, I need to speak in the mic more, or man, I need to look at you more, or I need to look at my guests more. Oh, I really need to keep track of time, which obviously we went way over, but like, yeah, subtle stuff like that, and you know it because I've called you on multiple occasions saying like, oh, you know what, I realized we need to do this, this, and this, and you're like, oh, okay, and then I would be like, oh, we also this, and this, oh, okay, like, so I mean, yeah, so.
that's good, man. Yeah. I'll let you go ahead and end it out because this, even though I interviewed you, it's your podcast.
But it's okay. So thank you guys for helping me reach another milestone, man. 1K views, and sure enough, that's gonna be 5K, then 10, then 50, and then 100,000, and then it's just gonna keep going on from there.
A million.
And-
you know, come on now.
Yeah, and the subscriber count is crazy because I've only been doing this for a month, and I had a goal to reach 100 subscribers by the end of this month, and I'm already halfway. And it's the start of a new month, and I still got 2 more months left, and so I have no doubt that it's gonna continue to grow. I just gotta keep having faith, man. Faith in God. And,
Persistent and consistent.
yeah. So I want to just thank you guys for all the love and support. Obviously, thanks to you and Ashley for
Always.
allowing me to come do what I.
Shout out to
wanna
Ashley.
do. And
Our
shout out for Ashley for
Our
being
producer today. Our producer today.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Ashley, for your
So-
time. She created the last video, which will be out by then. She created that thumbnail. It was good. I
She
loved
sure
it.
did. It was
Yeah,
dope.
it was. I liked it.
I
man.
liked
It
it.
was good. It was good. I need
Because I knew I couldn't do
yeah,
it.
I probably need her to do some more of those, but later on. But yeah,
you have to
so-
negotiate with her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll find some way. You know. I'll probably give her shoes. or
Starbucks,
something.
bro.
Starbucks. Or
Listen.
some Ulta gift cards or something.
Oh, babe.
Some spa.
No, just say Starbucks. Listen.
Yeah,
Just keep it at
Starbucks, that's
Starbucks.
Okay. Well, anyways, guys, that will wrap it up for today's episode. Nemo, thank you for coming on and
Always.
switching it up on me. You know, I didn't see it coming until now. So, but thank you, and we're definitely gonna do a lot more of these soon, because I think obviously you guys need to know a lot more about me than what we just talked about today, and hopefully you guys can meet me in person at some point. I mean, if you guys haven't already, and you can get to know me a little bit more. But hey, if you reside in the Fresno area, man, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Come to Grace Studios, and I work at Clovis Stone, so if you want to come say hi, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was gonna end of today's video, man. Keep it central. I'm Nick. This is Nemo. We are out. Peace out, guys. See ya.